Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's your boy Freddy2K. Welcome back to Press Play, where we talk about your new and upcoming movies and TV series. And on this episode, we're gonna switch it up a little bit. Okay? What I'm gonna start to do is I'm gonna watch watch these TV and movie series, and then summarize them and break them down to you. Everything that happens in each episode or each movie and each scene. Okay? So to get started, the first show we're gonna talk about. It's everyone's favorite, Rick and Morty. Let's go. So this is how the episode begins. This is Rick and Morty season 1, episode 1. It's called the pilot, but it should have been called, in my view, the Mega Tree Seeds. All right. We start the episode with Rick drunk, stumbling over himself and his words into Morty's room. While Morty is asleep, Rick is saying, "Morty, come on, you have to come with me." And Morty is all like, "Rick, what is going on?" Then Rick tries to convince Morty to come with him by saying, "I have a surprise for you," and proceeds to grab Morty's leg and drag him off the bed. Next scene. Alright, we then see Rick and Morty flying in a vehicle that Rick apparently built with, in his own words, "stuff I found in the garage." Makes you think, what the hell is in this garage where you can just build a flying vehicle? Anyway. While in the flying vehicle that Morty isn't impressed with in the slightest bit, Morty asks Rick, "So what's the big surprise?" Rick tells him he created a bomb because he wanted a fresh start and wants to pick up Morty's love interest in the show, whose name is Jessica, and start a new world where Morty is Adam and Jessica is Eve. Why? At this point, we still don't know. After hearing Rick's plan, Morty is not with it at all and tells Rick he can't just kill all of humanity just like that, and Morty decides to get physical with Rick and tries to stop him. Also, Rick sets the bomb when he changes his mind about picking up Jessica. So after this small scruffle, Rick lands and parks the ship and is so drunk he rolls out of the ship and passes out. And then you hear a voice in the background saying, "Neutrino bomb armed." Then we go into the show's intro. This is the ending of the scene before the intro. Next scene. After the intro, we open up the show back up with the whole family eating breakfast at the table. There's Jerry, there's Beth, Summer, Morty, and Rick. Jerry is Beth's husband and Morty and Summer's dad. Beth is Rick's daughter and Morty's and Summer's mom. Summer is Morty's sister. Cool. Now you know the entire family at this point. Jerry asks the family, are they excited to see a show that is sort of like the Masked Singer? And then Morty just falls asleep and smashes his face onto his breakfast plate. Beth, Morty's mom, asks Morty if he's sick or something. And Summer pretty much snitches and says, "Or maybe you're tired because you went out with Grandpa Rick." Bitch, move there, Summer. Beth then tries to confront Rick about it, and Rick comes back with an excellent rebuttal saying, "What? Now everybody's supposed to sleep every night? Do you realize nighttime makes up half of all time?" I think that's a great point. Beth and Jerry gets upset and start yelling, and Summer says, "Oh my God, my parents are yelling, someone please kill me," in a very sarcastic way. Rick then says, "There is no God, Summer, just rip the band-aid off right now." So now, you've just been told Rick is an atheist. Jerry then tells Rick how is Morty supposed to do better in school if he keeps him up all night. Rick then goes on a rant on how school isn't for smart people. Cut to the next scene. And this is Morty's high school. Okay, we're at school now. And all Morty can do at this point is just daydream about Jessica. While at the same time, Morty's teacher's trying to teach the class literally pre-K math. I'm talking about what is 2 plus 2 and 4 plus 4. Now this is high school. They should have been beyond this point by now. Back to the daydream. Morty ends up free falling into a room where all you can see is numbers and all around you, and you see Jessica. And she pretty much flashes Morty, you don't get to see them because uh, this is a TV 14 show. And towards the middle of this daydream, Jessica tells Morty to fondle her lady parts, and Morty proceeds to do so, obviously, as you can tell. We flash back into Morty's school where we see who he's actually groping. And this is math teacher. And his math teacher pretends not to like it, and pretends to stop it by saying 5 more minutes of this and I'll get mad. And this isn't my fault this is happening. No other kids see this because the bell has already rung and all the kids have left the class. Cut to the next scene. We see Morty at his locker, locking him. And then out of nowhere, this dude named Frank wants to bully Morty and wants to cut him because apparently Frank has some type of issue with the way his family is perceived, because if you tell him good morning, that's you telling him his family's poor. But if he cuts you, that means his family is rich. Are they rich or poor? The world may never know. But anyway, right before Morty gets trimmed, Rick pops up and with his device turns Frank into a human popsicle. Rick needs an extra pair of hands for an errand he needs to run in another dimension, and came to get Morty. So as the guys disappear, that's when you see Summer turn the corner and she sees Frank, the human popsicle, in the hallway. She goes into an inner monologue about how she is crushing on this guy who is bullying her little brother. So she goes up to him and says hi. His foot breaks and he crashes into the ground, shattering into 1,000 pieces. Cut to the next scene. Here we see Beth in the operating room doing heart surgery on a horse. Yep, that is her profession. And here comes Jerry just walking in the room with no protective gear or nothing, anything at all, just a walking, talking cesspool of bacteria that could contaminate the whole procedure. And why is he here? He says his boss gave him an hour lunch break and wants to take his wife out to lunch. Jerry, if you got laid off, bro, just say so. So he's trying to play it off as that he's just there to take out Beth to lunch, when he really wanted to have the conversation of putting Rick in a nursing home, because he clearly wants Rick out the house. And we know this because Beth has to outright tell him, as if it's not obvious enough, that she's in the middle of performing heart surgery on a horse. And as he's leaving, as he's pretending to leave, he drops a pamphlet of a nursing home, and that's when he picks it up. Cut back to Rick and Morty. Rick opens a portal on the side of a building, and that's when they enter Dimension 35C. And apparently this place has the perfect conditions for a tree called the mega tree, where it makes mega fruits that holds mega seeds that are incredibly powerful. Morty then starts to feel his anxiety build up, and trying to reassure Morty everything's okay, they see a monster that starts chasing them, and they both start to run for their lives. And the whole time Rick is screaming, we're gonna die, I've never seen this before in my life. Fade to black. Next scene. We see Rick and Morty again, just walking as if nothing happened, still looking for the mega trees. They're what seems to be on the top of a cliff, not a hill where you could just walk down, an actual cliff where if you fall, you can either die or break every bone in your body. Rick then gives Morty grappling shoes. While Rick is trying to explain what these shoes can do, Morty already puts them on and decides to try them out, and steps on the edge of the cliff. And while falling, Rick yells, Morty, you have to turn them on, before you hear a thud of Morty hitting the ground. Let's cut back to Beth and Jared. Okay, now Beth doesn't like the idea of putting Rick in a home and and can't believe Jerry would even ask. A co-worker of Beth's just so happens to walk by and says to Beth, "What they did today was amazing, and nothing is as freeing as doing open heart surgery on a horse." Jerry proceeds to close the door on this guy and tells Beth if she ever cheats on him with that guy, that he would self-delete in front of both their naked bodies in the hotel room. Beth tells Jerry she doesn't want Rick to go because Morty now has a friend and it wasn't like he was doing well in school anyway. The phone rings and it's Principal Vagina. Apparently, there's no relation. Let's get back to Rick and Morty. Remember when I told you they were on a cliff and if you were to fall, you either die or break some bones? Yeah. Well, Morty is on the ground with both his legs broken. Rick then tells Morty, "You see, all you had to do was turn them on." He turned them on and had no problem getting down. Then asks Morty if he's still able to help him with the mega seeds. Morty complains to Rick about him not caring about his legs, and that's when Rick decides to go into a future dimension where they invented a shot that can instantly fix broken legs and gives it to Morty. Now here's the twist, okay? Because Rick went into this dimension and took his sweet time getting back because the people in this dimension learned how to look younger forever, and he was the only old person there. Then becomes some sort of celebrity. Then he starts sleeping around with all the hot girls that's in this dimension, which led to the portal gun having no more charge left in it. So the only way to get back to their dimension is to go through interdimensional customs. Yep, apparently this show has some type of customs agency. Okay? But they aren't just going to leave the mega seeds there, which are the size of pears. You see how big they are. So they have to smuggle them in. And Rick's great idea to do that is for Morty to shove them all the way up his rectum. And that's why Morty is on this mission. Rick's rectum is too loose because he's done this so many times. And Morty's rectum is still tight. Cut to Jerry, Beth, and Principal Vagina. So the principal informs Morty's parents that Morty has attended school a total of 7 hours in the past 2 months and has been leaving messages with Morty's grandfather. And the kids also held a memorial for Frank at the locker he was found in. And people were trying to blame it on a Hispanic kid with no evidence to show for it. Let's go back to Rick and Morty. So Morty puts the mega seeds up his butt, and when they get to the front of the line of the customs, the guard tells Morty that he has to go to a different machine. And when Rick asks why, the guard said it's because that machine can detect stuff going way up people's butts. And that's when Rick says to Morty, "Let's run for it." So they are starting to run all around this place and causing huge chaos because they're getting shot at. Till they reach their final destination, which is a portal. Rick has to put in the coordinates into the machine and hands Morty a gun. Morty doesn't want to shoot anyone, but Rick tells him they're all robots, so it's okay. And the first thing that happens, Morty shoots someone's leg off. So Rick is doing his thing, trying to put the coordinates in, and Morty keeps shooting people in the head, till Rick finally gets them out of there. All right? They go through the portal and end up in Morty's school cafeteria in front of Beth, Jerry, and the principal. Let's cut to the garage. Beth and Jerry are packing Rick's stuff into a moving van, and he asks them why are they packing his things. Beth tells him they are moving him into a nursing home because he's interfering in Morty's education. And then there's the big reveal. Morty has some type of learning disability. Rick then asks Morty a couple of questions to try to convince Morty's parents that hanging out with him is actually benefiting him. Questions like, what is the square root of pi? And what is the first law of thermodynamics? Which Morty answers correctly. Now, because of Morty's sudden superintelligence, Jerry and Beth changed their mind about sending him away. He even convinces Morty he was actually getting smarter, but no, he's as dumb as they come. The mega seeds are the reason why he had this sudden superintelligence, and Rick had to give them up to get Morty's parents off his back. Also, a side effect of these seeds are that you lose all function in your body, and Morty ends up on the floor. And that's when Rick goes on a rant about all the adventures they're gonna have together, and it's gonna be Rick and Morty forever, and ever and ever. And that is the first episode. So that was it, guys. That was Rick and Morty, first season, first episode, called the pilot. In my view, it should have been called the Mega Trees. So what do you guys think? Was it good? Let me know in the comments down below. Did you like my summary? Should I do more of them? Should I do other shows? Leave a like, comment down below, letting me know. Okay? And if this video goes on to make, let's say, 500 likes, I'll make a video on season 1, episode 2. And I'll do the same thing, breaking it down to you guys. Alright? So thank you so much for watching. It's been a pleasure. My name is Freddy2K. Thank you for coming to Press Play. Until next time, guys, be safe.